oranges. Oh, top of the muffin to ya. Potato salad. We still on for lunch? Great. Sliced bread. You're the best thing I've seen since, well, you know. Oh, hello. Don't think I forgot about you. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience, live in your hometown. Celebrate the power of love, y familia, in the show everyone will be talking about. Coming to Casey's Center November 27th through 30th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Chris Williams, Chris Hassel. Two Chris's, one network. This is Two Guys. Presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. From the Channel Seed Studios, this is Two Guys. Exclusively on Iowa Everywhere.
What up? It is the 29th of September, 2025. I'm Chris Williams, joined as always by Chris Hassel. We are presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery. The pork butt, pulled pork, was a knockout on Saturday. And the best thing about making the pulled pork is that you can eat it for like 3 weeks later if you make enough of it.
Love leftovers.
We did the pork carnitas last night in a bowl. Just lovely. We are in the Channel Seed Studios, and I got a bone to pick with all of our Channel Seedsmen. Chris, my eyes... my allergies have never been this bad in my entire life. I don't know what's going on.
You're blaming this on the Channel Seedsman?
It's the harvest. Everything's in the air. There's something going on, and Muck and Fuss was correct. Those beetles were there on Saturday at the tailgate. Those beetles were everywhere, and there is something going on at Jack Trice Stadium and around it that I am like deathly allergic to, and I cannot figure it out. I had to go and soak my eyes underneath a washcloth just before we came on the air, just so they weren't just like completely.
You're all puffed up?
I'm all puffed up.
I'm all puffed up too, but I'm always puffed up in the morning.
Yeah,
always.
It's like a thing with you.
Yeah, that's why we can't can't do pictures in the morning.
Nope, no more
But
pictures
we
in the
do the
morning.
podcast. I put my face all over the podcast in the morning, but like compare what I look like right now in the morning to like what I look like after an Iowa game. It's totally different.
Well, you're all puffed up after that one on Saturday. Ugh.
God damn it.
I have my own beef. It's like my team just rolled, absolutely dominates Arizona. Like you and me couldn't have been more wrong with how we saw this game going.
Oh my God. Well, and the odds makers too. And what did that, it kicked off at what? Iowa State minus 3.5?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were just betting it down all day. It was crazy. And then I just really don't like doing this, but it's like, God, like even a game where we can kick our feet up a little bit, it's just like every 5 plays somebody would get injured for Iowa State in the second half.
I know.
It was just not enjoyable. Like I couldn't just enjoy watching it.
Why were the starters out there so long?
I don't know.
That game was over
I don't know.
Early in the third quarter. It was 36-7.
I don't know why they did that. I think there were some things I know they were trying to do on defense where they were trying to prepare for life without Jeremiah Cooper, and they were running different combos. I get it, like because they're trying to be better in the next few weeks for the first time without this corner, and that they weren't really tested in that capacity on Saturday, but it was really it felt like every 5 plays somebody else would go down. So like it was this fun game, and you're kicking this team's ass, and beautiful atmosphere. The whiteout was amazing. That's the best job Iowa State has ever done at not only the fans following directions, but like marketing. They had these towels on every seat in the house. Like it was beautifully executed.
The
they
place
could not have
looked
done
great.
better. They could not have done better. It was awesome.
Whiteouts at night are the way to go. I mean,
Yes.
we saw that other whiteout at Penn State. Maybe a little bit better there at Penn State, but Iowa State
Says who?
Me and everybody else in the country. But Iowa State did
You're biased.
absolutely what they could That was as good as Jack Trice has looked. And Iowa State came out and busted yet another narrative. The narrative that, they win these games, but they start so slow. That's what I kept going back to leading into this game and why I thought it was going to be really tough, because it seemed like every time last year they fell behind early. They had to play catch up. And in this one, they took that right to the woodshed when this game started.
Felt like that was the key to against this Arizona team. I mean, Iowa State didn't do that well stopping the run. Arizona averaged like 6 yards per carry, but they were down so big early that they really had to just rely on Fafita, and did a really great job. I mean, they really I was talking to an Arizona reporter who was kind of like me, kind of thought like that this would be a better game. And he said to me, he goes, it was a staggering night for him to see just how much more talent Iowa State had across the field. Which, again, like it's difficult early in the season when these teams haven't really played anybody to know where you're at. Now, Arizona had beaten Kansas State, which that's a weird team, and it felt like they kind of bounced back a little bit on Saturday. So we'll see if the Wildcats can be a contender to mess with some people in the Big 12 down the stretch. But Arizona really didn't know what it had. And I also think, and he kind of alluded to this too, that there's still like this, these Pac-12 schools are not used to environments like that. They're really not. I'm not, like, he's like, this did not happen very often in the Pac-12. Like, maybe it's because Arizona wasn't very good for a while too. Like, if they were USC, you probably get more environments like that back in the day. But he's like, this just, he's like, Utah would do it. Oregon, but like Oregon didn't get up for Arizona.
Right. Like,
he's like, this is like new for them. So really a great day in Ames. And then they just shut everybody up like us who thought that, you know, I thought that would be a really good game down to the wire. I was worried about the field goal kicker.
What happened to the defense? Remember that defense that you and Woody were just gushing about all week? You've never seen anything like it? They don't have any assignments. They don't have any gaps.
It's true. All of that's
They're going to
true.
do whatever the hell they want. They're going to come up. They're going to fly to the football. They're going to knock your ass on the carpet.
They did. And, man, Taylor Mauser had a hell of a game plan. I am glad they had 2 weeks for that.
Absolutely.
You know, Mauser,
that helps.
They let them over pursue and went over the top. And one of the notes I had from that game to that point, and I'm going to get to this more when I'm going. Well, actually, I don't have it on top of my head right now. This is for the season, but the average yards per completion in that game was insane for Iowa State. And see if you can find that for me. I don't have the box score in front of me, but it was wild. Like, because that's exactly what they do, though. They over pursue, and then you can just hit them long. And Iowa State did not run the ball very well against that Arizona team. Only averaged like 3 yards per carry or something like that. But yeah, there's not a lot.
4 yards per carry.
Okay, there you go. Under that.
13 yards per completion.
Thank you. I knew it was high. So yeah, great game. And our guy Chase Smith, the kicker, elite on the PATs. What about going for two on the first touchdown? That was my favorite play of the game.
That gave me cause for concern. When they did that,
I think they were just messing with you.
It's like they don't even trust this third string walk-on to kick a PAT in this situation. But then we saw him. And you know what? The best part about that whole thing was at the end of the game, Campbell let that kid kick a field goal. He wasn't scared that he would get, bitched at for running up the score. He lets him go out there and kick a field goal and maybe start to get some confidence.
What about your guy Matt Berry on ESPN just ripping Arizona's coaching staff for continuing to call timeouts as that game was going to the wire?
What were they doing?
I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I could think of, and I don't know this, I haven't even talked to anyone about it, is if they were like pissed because they thought Iowa State was trying to get in the end zone with Rocco at the end to keep his touchdown streak going. And I don't even know if Iowa State was doing that, but that's what I thought they were doing.
And maybe that's why Rocco came back out when he shouldn't have.
Yeah, and he forced that stupid interception at the end that was completely meaningless, but it felt like that was the situation, but they'll never admit that. So there you have it. The Cyclones are 5-0. They are still 14th in the country. Didn't move.
Fans are pissed. I saw a lot of Iowa State fans real pissed on social media over the weekend that they did not move.
They have too much faith in these polls, for one. And two, it's just like, I don't know. Do you get upset about these things with Iowa?
No, because it doesn't matter. The AP poll has no bearing on the college football playoff. Now, it might put some preconceived notions into the minds of the committee.
That's where it matters.
But it doesn't have an actual bearing.
I can't say anything because that's where I have them ranked.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with where they are. I don't have a problem with Iowa State at 14. And yeah, there are one-loss teams that are ahead of them. But shit, Alabama just won at Georgia.
Yeah, and their loss was in Tallahassee, and I know Florida State lost, but they're still pretty. They still beat Alabama, right? Like,
yeah,
it's really hard to do this. You want to pull up my poll, Aiden, and we'll let Hassel pick it apart and see what you think. The one team I had a really hard time with this week was Penn State, and I know I have them ranked lower than.
Wow, you dropped Penn State from 1 to 12?
I did. Like, they haven't beaten anybody.
That's for damn sure.
You know, like, I had a hard time with them, and Big Grove brings us this every Monday morning, so thanks to our friends at Big Grove. I've had them number one all summer, but they haven't done anything. Like, I know they have a good team, but you lose a home game, I don't know, but you did lose to the number. I had a really hard time. I didn't know where to put Penn State. What would you have done?
Well, I definitely would have dropped them toward the bottom of the top 10. I don't know that I would drop them all the way to 12, but you got Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, Miami 3.
But doesn't Indiana, after winning at Kinnick and blowing out Illinois, who just beat USC, don't they deserve
Indiana should be ahead of Penn State. Yes.
That's my question.
And you got Indiana 8.
If I'm going to put Penn State in the top, what do you bout LSU out because Clemson hasn't performed? But they lost a road game at my number 5 team in the country by 3. It's not like they got killed in that game. I mean, Texas Tech's win at Utah looks great after Utah just bludgeoned.
And, you know, I get it. You know, Iowa State's 5-0. These teams ahead of them, like Alabama and Georgia, have lost. But man, Georgia won at Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's way better than anything Iowa State's done. Now, I'm not saying Iowa State's resume is bad. They've got a good resume. They've beaten Kansas State, Arizona, and a decent, pretty good Iowa team. I think 14 is a perfect spot for Iowa State. And the only way that this matters is if Iowa State keeps winning and they go into the Big 12 championship game either perfect or with only one loss. That's the only way these rankings really matter, because more than likely you're going to have to win the Big 12 to get in. And the only chance you have a shot at an at-large is if you basically are almost perfect. I think if Iowa State wins out, loses the Big 12 championship game, I think a one-loss Big 12 team gets in. 2 losses, though, I don't know. Remember last year with Indiana, they only had 1 loss. Did they have 1 or 2? I think they had 2. And a lot of people didn't want them in. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh. This wasn't supposed to happen.
What's going on? Is the pool boy here?
It's a big day here at the Hassel house.
What's going on? Like, the doorbell's ringing, the dog's barking, there's a hurricane coming.
They are coming to repossess our Volvo.
What do you mean repossess it?
They're picking it up. We leased it for 3 years, and apparently you don't bring it back to the Volvo dealership. It's some other company that's doing it. And so they come and pick it up at the house. And yes, they totally bypassed my no soliciting sign, Beans in the Strainer. Thank you. This was supposed to happen before the podcast started, and they're 45 minutes late, so I'm sorry.
Oh, sons of bitches.
I'm sorry. But Iowa State fans, take a breath. Take a beat. You're 5-0. Don't worry that much about the polls.
Yeah, I just don't get worked up over the polls.
You know what I'm worried about? The fact that line at Cincinnati has moved so much so early. And now Iowa State is an underdog.
That line moved like 5-6 points in about 3 hours, which is unheard of. That doesn't happen very often.
Now, I ranked Iowa State's remaining games as far as, all the way from hardest to easiest to hardest or whatever. And I had that Cincinnati game, I think, as the second easiest behind Arizona. And now they're sitting there
third
as an
easiest
underdog.
because you had Oklahoma State,
right,
one, Arizona, and then that
good,
one.
Yeah, third easy out of the remaining.
Sorsby's
games.
a dog, man, and then they go and win at Kansas.
I watched that whole Kansas game. God, that Cincinnati offense can score.
I promise you that this will be a game where you go to all the like professional bettors and all that. Every single one of them will have Cincinnati listed as one of their bets this week, just based on what we're seeing with the data. It's just a no-brainer by the the ranked team on the road underdog, like it against a non-ranked team. It's an automatic bet situation on the home team. Everybody will do it. It doesn't mean they'll win. Like these things aren't perfect, but it will. This will be the talk this week.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. What's the line at right now? Cincy minus 1.5, 2.5?
1.5 last I saw. Yeah, but it was moving heavily.
I think that place is going to be they're going to be fired up after Cincinnati. I mean, they've kind of been slowly moving in the right direction, and
I just think that it's going to be
Kansas.
If you're Iowa State, you have to prepare for shootouts at this point.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. Like, I mean, Orange goes out of the game. Like, I think Matt Campbell said he could come back.
Yeah, what was that? That was bizarre because he was crying, but yet Campbell after the game said he could have gone back in.
I don't know, but I do know Dom, and he's a highly emotional character. That's just who he is. So I think he was just. Honestly, I think he was just like really pissed off that he had like a stinger or something. It looked like when he came off the field the first time, and then I just think he was just pissed. And that's
I
honestly,
hope that's what it was, and not
if you know Dom, that's not out of character for him. The one that I'm a little more concerned about is the Williams thing, but he was like standing on the sidelines with his helmet and like smiling after. But like God, if you lose him after the Jeremiah Cooper news, then you're down two corners.
Why do you think that line moved so fast?
Injuries.
Do you think think that's all it is people?
Yeah, I think it's injuries.
Basing it off Iowa State's injuries and the injuries to the kicker. That's huge.
I think it's based on injuries.
And there's no way Conradi's going to be back this week.
No, this is the Chase Smith era until probably at least after the next bye, which is in like 3 weeks.
Did they ever have an opportunity? I missed the first quarter live because we were doing Instant Iowa and crying in our beers. Did they ever have an opportunity where it was like 4th and 5 at the 25-yard line? And
no, they were just scoring fast.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They were just hitting like a 40-yard bomb and then just run it into the end zone.
So we really have no insight as to how Iowa State's going to deal with that. Because I watched how far was that kick that he made?
34 yards. It looked elite.
It did not look elite. It looked fine, but like I don't think you're attempting a 45-yard field goal with this kid. He didn't look to me like a 45-yard field goal kind of guy. Now, Drew Stevens wasn't a 42-yard field goal guy for Iowa.
I cannot believe he missed that kick.
We'll get to that in a minute.
I cannot believe after that interception, I would have bet any amount of money that Iowa was going to win that game.
But I think, again, Iowa State's got to go into it with the mindset of we got 4 downs. Mauser's got 4 downs.
I agree.
To get this done.
And again, you just plan on shootouts and hope that it doesn't become that. We'll see. Let's do our Freedom Tire. I think we're giving away tires today. Is that correct? Aiden Wyatt is in for.
Where's Van Woke? I thought he was kidding when he said
he's still getting paid for today's show.
I thought he was kidding when he said he was going to skip it because the Purdy turned it over like 3 times in a loss. That's
why he's not here, is the Purdy thing? I just know he's not.
That's what he tweeted
I just know
yesterday.
He didn't show up for work today.
He said he's calling in sick because of the 49ers and Purdy.
Aiden, are we giving away tires today?
I have no info about that. So if you want to give away tires, go ahead. But
apparently we're not giving away the tires today. Yeah. That'll be on Wednesday night show. I did see Quentin. Quentin stopped by the old RV on Saturday. Didn't get to see him for long, but I did get to see him. That was great to see Quentin from Freedom Tire. Remember them for, I mean, you got to have a good mechanic you can trust. Right? It's like these guys, like the Seinfeld, like Putty.
I just watched that episode the other day.
You can't have that type of a situation, and that's why we want to send the anti-sleazy mechanic, our friends over at Freedom Tire.
You hinted at it. Just wanted to say once again, Wednesday night.
Yes.
We're doing the show. I have an early show on Thursday. This Wednesday, 7 Central. 7 p.m. Central.
So are they
time.
moving you up like you're the early morning guy, or what's going on over there?
It's hard to explain. It might have a little something to do with me going leaf queefing this weekend. Leaving on Thursday afternoon, so I couldn't do a late show. What a shitty weekend for games, by the way.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. So when you go and look at the leaves, do you take do you drive like a golf cart around? Like, I mean, what do you do? Do you hike?
Yeah, you can hike. Drive through the mountains. Now, I will say this trip is less about the leaf queefing than it is just enjoying the fall weather. We're not going to New Hampshire. We're not going to Vermont. We're going to Maine. Maine's great. Maine's great, but we're staying in Portland, which is on the water, and it is beautiful. Mr. 100, you're right. Portland, Maine is beautiful. I'm just going to eat the ass out of a bunch of lobsters. It's
a really weird thing to say.
Just devour those things.
I mean, it's a really odd way to put it, but.
And I just need to get some fall weather. I mean, it's like 85 here still.
I feel it. Dude, it's going to be like
it was
close
crazy
to 90
that
every
it
day.
was so hot for that game, for both those games.
Yeah, it's going to be like 90 all week.
So I'll be up there next weekend. I'll watch the Iowa State game, probably from a brewery or something.
I'm going to do that. I'm looking forward. I'm going to Boulder in a couple weeks, and we're going to go out on Thursday and do some of the cool Colorado breweries and stuff.
They've got some good ones out there.
Yeah. It's like the World Beer Festival or something like that is in Denver that whole weekend. But I don't think my stomach could handle to drink 5 IPAs right now because I just don't do it anymore. I like craft beer, don't get me wrong, but I have to have 1 or 2. And I just don't think that I could just go to a beer festival and drink IPAs for 12 hours. I think I would die.
I don't know how those people do it either. I saw they had the Oktoberfest there that Andy was.
I like those Oktoberfest. Those are.
I'm sure Fails will talk for 20 minutes about it today on Murph and Andy.
All right, well, let's get to the Hawkeyes. I'm serious, and you've already done a whole post-game show. I haven't talked about Iowa yet. When Lutmer, right? Lutmer gets the interception. I would have bet any amount of money that Iowa wins that game. I texted you and Downs in the second quarter, and this is a great compliment to the University of Iowa fans. That felt like old Kinnick. I haven't felt for a while.
Because we finally got a ranked team in town.
It's like a weird Hilton Coliseum vibe where you just there's an aura there where you just feel like you're going to win the game, even if you don't have the better team. at all times. Like, I think Indiana's probably a better team than Iowa, but it didn't matter because you had all these fans and it's a 2:30 kick and it was just perfect weather and just everything. It's a hard place to play.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe after that interception, they lost that game.
I rewatched the end of the game today, and there were a lot of people that were second guessing the play call on 3rd and 5 ahead of the 2-minute warning. And that play call ended up being a screen pass, which was set up perfectly. But Hank Brown, who was in for the injured Mark Gronowski, couldn't put the ball in the right spot. It ends up being incomplete. I had no problem with the play call. In fact, I think that was a great play call.
I do too.
Because are you really going to run it for the first down? I don't think so. And it was going to be the 2-minute warning anyway. So or 2-minute timeout in college. So you weren't going to be able to take a lot of time off the clock. That didn't matter. The 2-minute timeout came on the field goal. But the fact is, they were at the 24, 25-yard line already. You were in position to win that game. You didn't convert, so you couldn't run out the clock. But you still had what should have been a chip shot field goal for Drew Stevens. Well, here's the snap. Okay, when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Tyler Kluver pointed it out. The long snapper does not use the laces to snap the ball. They've been having some difficulty with where the laces are when the holder gets it. And the snap is in the right spot, but the laces are in the exact wrong spot.
Oh, the laces are out, huh?
The laces are facing Drew Stevens as he approaches that, and he 100% sees that. And they were only able to get that ball turned from, laces in to laces pointing to the side, barely. I mean, it was like, so if the laces are pointing at the kicker, let's just call that 6 o'clock or whatever, they only get it to 9 o'clock. And so he kicks it with the laces basically pointing at him or just off to the side of him. And yes, he still has to make that. Hawkeye 11-1, you're right. He has to make that. But that had to play a part. And that's just, I think that's part of the mental game here, is that they aren't perfect on these snaps. And it's played into Drew Stevens not being perfect as a field goal kicker and missing kicks every week, and he yanks it left. That thing never had a chance. Yanked it 5 yards left. And I went back and I watched the previous field goal that he drilled to put Iowa up 13-10. And the laces were perfect on that. The laces came in and they were at 12, but they were pointing away from him. He couldn't see the laces. So he knew it was perfect, and he just blasted it. And this one was right at him, and I can't help but think that in his mind he was like, oh, shit. And then he yanked it. Now, look, it's not an excuse for Stevens. You're that good of a kicker. You've got that kind of leg. You've got to make that kick. But it just goes back to what we talked about. When you're in these moments, and that these little things, these really small things, can become huge.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because I thought Iowa played about as good of a football game as it can. And then you also have the injury concern now that we just talked about with Iowa State, and it's with your quarterback. Now, do you have any information on that? I mean, I've looked around. And
as of right now, Monday morning, as we sit here live around, what is it, 9 a.m. on the dot, Central Time. The only thing I've heard is what Kirk Ferentz told us after the game, and it's that some early tests were positive. The reason he didn't go back into the game, which I'm still second guessing, is that Kirk Ferentz said he couldn't decelerate. Like, he could jog, he could move, but but he couldn't really stop. Leo says MRI coming on Tuesday.
Who's Leo? Is he like a team doctor?
Dr. Leo. Oh, there's Uncle Leo, and then there's Dr. Leo. Why two? Why isn't the MRI? Why didn't he have it yesterday? Maybe wait for the swelling to go down. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what happened with Jeremiah Cooper. I know. Like
if Mark Gronowski doesn't get hurt, Iowa wins this game. I'm convinced of that. But if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, then everybody would have a Merry Christmas, as my dad used to say. And if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. If Mark Gronowski is going to miss a significant amount of time, the season is probably, for all intents and purposes, over. I mean, you can't beat or stay in a game, I don't think, with Oregon, Penn State, USC, Nebraska on the road if Hank Brown's your quarterback, if he plays like that. Now, I'm not blaming all this on Hank Brown. That was a really tough spot to get thrown into.
He made a couple throws.
He did.
Yeah.
Much better than any other Iowa backup quarterback could have done in many years past.
I mean, he was making throws that Deacon Hill couldn't make.
Absolutely. But I think there's a significant drop-off, and they're completely different quarterbacks, too. Like, you have based everything on what Mark Gronowski does. And, God, he was on it in this game. He was making it look so easy on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. They weren't taking too much. They were just taking exactly what they needed to take. When it was 3rd and 7, you'd get 9. When it was 3rd and 5, you'd get 7. He went, I think there was a stretch where 5 out of 6 times where they had 3rd and medium, he completed and he converted. He was going to lead them to a victory in that game. And that's heartbreaking that he couldn't finish it. And that Brown had to be put in that situation. After the game, I felt more heartbroken, disappointed. Iowa played their ass off. Not going to second guess or place blame anywhere. But as time has gone on, or 2 days later now, I just can't help but think of all the mistakes that Iowa made. And not just the missed field goal, but the missed tackles. Oh my God, the end of the first half when they just handed Indiana 3 points.
Yeah.
Because of a missed tackle and then a penalty.
Which is weird too, considering the defense. I mean, if you look at them statistically, did really well against a really good offense.
Yeah, the defense.
Right? Like, it's just weird that was a thing, and they still held them to what they did.
Indiana basically didn't score for 58 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, they scored in the first 90 seconds, and they scored in the last 90 seconds. There was like that 56, 57-minute period in the middle where the only thing they got was, here you go, here's a field goal at the end of the half because we couldn't get the running back down when you were trying to run out the clock. And they're just a bunch of little things throughout the game that if you told me Iowa was going to make all those mistakes and still have a chance to win this game at the end, I would have been surprised. But
it's the little mistakes, though. Like, the thing is, when you play that way, you and Downs alluded to this on Instant Iowa. Like, these are two losses in a row now where you kind of like sucked the other team into your style and you have them right where you want them, but you don't have Torrey Taylor pinning everybody back on the 3-yard line. You're missing kicks, you're missing tackles, you're not getting the Cooper DeJean interception, right? Like, and they got the big one on Saturday.
Yeah,
so
you want to talk about little.
That's
little
not
things.
A great example, but like you're not when Iowa was on a roll like that, it's because they were elite at all the little things, and it adds up.
And for the most part, they weren't playing teams as good as this Indiana team.
Yes, absolutely. You're not playing Purdue here.
Little thing for me was, God, I'm convinced. I mean, if Cooper DeJean has that interception, he brings it back for a touchdown. If Tyler Sash makes that interception, he brings it back for a touchdown. It's like, God, so close. So close. But yet, it's 11 straight losses against ranked teams. And it's another close loss. When, that 2013 season, you were winning all those close games. But again, you weren't playing Indiana. You weren't playing at Rocco Becht at the level he's playing right now. And now these games are going against you in these situations because you're just a little bit off. A blocked punt again? You give up another blocked punt? That's the second one already this season. That can't happen.
Which was unheard of at Iowa even 5 years ago.
Completely. So I'm a little bit torn. Like, did Iowa play their best and leave it all out there on the field? Yes, like they did. They played their asses off. But who's to blame? It's not the football gods. It's Iowa. Like, you have yourself to blame because there were so many different little moments in this game where you had a letdown. And that's why, again, sitting here at 3-2, second straight year, 3-2, and you look over in Ames and Iowa State's a top 15 team.
Should be in the top 10. Okay, let's thank a couple more of our great sponsors. Iowa Event Center. Everybody had a hell of a time at that Eric Church concert on Saturday night. I was getting videos and tweets and texts and all that stuff. We appreciate them. The Casey Center looks great, by the way. I was in downtown Des Moines last week. I don't go downtown very often anymore. Really just, they've done an amazing job of marketing that place. So good job at everybody there. We appreciate them supporting what we do here on Iowa Everywhere.
We have a contest to promote from them, too.
Oh, we do? What's that?
Disney on Ice is back. Go to our website, iowaeverywhere.com, on the contest tab.
I think we need to do a promotion where Hassel comes and is like a guest at Disney on Ice. He has to sit through every one and shake hands, like take pictures with kids before Disney on Ice. You can hand out like slushies to them.
I can't, but no, that's not happening. I can't believe that anyone would attend. Like, I can't believe that Murph attended that Eric Church concert during a college football Saturday night. I can't believe it.
I wanted to go.
What?
Yeah, just DVR the games. Watch them when you get home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You DVR the Penn State-Oregon game and the Alabama-Georgia game.
I had a great setup. I have no complaints. I sent you my setup. I got one of those second monitors, put it up in the press box. So I had the Iowa State game live, Iowa State game on delay, so I could watch every play twice.
Mm-hmm.
Bama game, Oregon game, Cox game. I had them all right in front of me. It was lovely. And I had Charge of Charlie's race.
Yeah, I heard he got in a wreck again. He was going to win.
A bad weekend.
Charge and Charlie. Come on, man.
Tough week. Yeah, Aiden's got it right there.
I got a bone to pick with that Iowa State press box, by the way.
What's that?
I didn't get to mention this after
the bathroom still smells, man. I went in there after the game to just take a leak before I went on the radio, and some dude was just annihilating it. And it's just so small that the smells have nowhere to go. At least they have the air conditioner now.
I didn't have a bad bathroom experience when I was there, other than when I went in there, I did see there were like a bunch of pubic hairs sprinkled all over the lip of the urinal.
Well, that happens.
It's disgusting.
Are you sure they weren't Oreos?
Crumbled up Oreos. You know me. I hate the sterile atmosphere of a press box.
Yeah, it sucks.
You want to be in a press box that has windows that open. Not just all the windows. Some of these press boxes, the windows don't even open. Like, they don't open. And so you're sitting in there and it's just quiet. You got this great atmosphere out there. You can see it, but you can't hear it. Instead, you hear this sick bastard coughing and sneezing all game long behind us. That's what happened at Iowa State. So I had opened the window because there's like 2 windows that open at Iowa State. There's 2 of them.
You
There's
probably
2
got in
of them.
trouble, didn't you?
There's one on one far end and one on the other. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe 3 seats down from the window. But I opened it up before the game so you could get some of the sound in. You can get, and it was hot as hell in there. There's sun shining through. And I opened the windows, get a little bit of that, like you're actually at a game. And halfway through the first quarter, I'm not going to name, but an Iowa State staffer comes up and asks if he can shut the window because he can't hear the, I don't know, what, Tom Crochelle on the official announcements.
Yeah, Tom's telling us how many yards it was, and, you know.
Rocco Becht carries for a gain of 3, tackled by Damon Fostetter. Like, so you had to shut the window, and then all of a sudden I'm locked out again. I get no atmosphere.
I get it. It's always tell people people always say, "Oh, you got the best seat in the house."
It's
well,
terrible.
It's not really
it's a good view.
It's a working press box, so it's not. I don't know how these fans always get press passes too. Like this happens like every game, and they will. Aiden sees it because he sits next to me. Like fans always somehow get a press pass. There's always like 4 of them.
What?
And then they'll come up and then they want to like this guy's like, they'll just want to like talk to me. Or they just are having the best, but they don't understand that they can't cheer stuff because they don't know. Like that's not what they do.
Well, they shouldn't be in the press box then.
It's just weird. Like, I don't know where they get these. I don't know.
But why can't you have? I've been in plenty of press boxes that are open air.
Yeah, I don't get it. I hate it too. It's because I hate it too.
You don't get a feel for anything.
The only thing I could think of now, it's like they should be able to mitigate the whole hearing thing, like because everything's just digital. It's like stat broadcasts, you just have it right in front of you. It's like, oh, that was
right.
Jontez Williams, you made that.
Yeah.
You can just see it. I don't necessarily need to hear it.
Hey, it wasn't Jamie Pollard, by the way. I didn't run into Jamie Pollard. I was wondering what that was going to be like because the first thing I was going to do is ask him why he blocked me on Twitter. But I never did see him. I think he avoided me. But the staffer that did come up, they weren't mean about it. They were nice about it. It's just, I don't know how you guys actually get a feel for the game up there when you just can't hear anything, but your fellow media people, you know, you can hear someone in the back filling up their coffee cup.
It's good.
You can hear people eating, but yet you get this. You got this band out there. You got this music, this great sound system. You got these fans going nuts, and you can't hear a goddamn thing.
Let's go long.
It's time to go long with Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
The guy I'm going to go long on today probably could use Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax because I think he's going to make a lot of money in the future, and his name is Rocco Becht. So you just kind of go to our off-season conversations, like what does Rocco need to do, or really how does Iowa State max out on offense, losing the 2 NFL wide receivers, all those conversations we had all summer long. And it was very consistent. Like the quarterback has to get better. You know, you can't complete around 50% of your passes this year. You got to cut down on the turnovers, all that stuff. So we're almost halfway through the year. I decided last night to really go through what Rocco has done and do a report card on him. And first thing I did was go to Pro Football Focus to see where his rating is this year compared to the last 2. And he's over 10 points better for both of them. So he's currently grading out at an 87.7 on the season, which is really, really good. The other thing I wanted to look at was his completion percentage. It's north of 65%. That was the biggest thing that we all wanted to see from him. 65.2%. The one thing I love is his yards per completion, which means he's going downfield. He's not constantly checking down. 9.2 yards per completion, which is really tough to defend. And then the interceptions, I know he threw one on Saturday. It was, I think, kind of a BS. They were just trying to keep his touchdown streak going, is what it looked like to me. And then the Ben Bramer drop against Arkansas State, which really wasn't his fault. I guess where I'm going here, and I did text some people, made a few questions. I think he's really working himself into being an NFL prospect, like a serious NFL prospect, where if Rocco, let's say hypothetically Iowa State ends the season 10-2, Rocco Becht is largely thought of as one of the top 3 quarterbacks in this conference. Joel Klatt had him ranked as the 7th best in the entire country. I think Rocco Becht might have a decision to make, Chris, at the end of his junior year. Now,
you don't want that. See, that's the problem.
Here's the good news, though, because he'll probably be better off coming back financially, and it'll be one of those deals where, okay, you did these things, now do this, and then you could be like a first-round pick. I'm just saying, like, what the guy is doing, all he does is win. Ben Bruns talked about this a lot on Cyclone Sunday this week. Rocco Becht, that's where I'm going long on him. It helps with Brock Purdy, everything that he's done. He's got a really good reputation with his dad being a former NFL player and a coach, of course, and the AFL. What is that called?
UFL?
UFL, whatever that league is. Anthony has a great reputation. I'm starting to think he's going to be an NFL quarterback in some capacity. I don't know if he's like a first-round pick or not, but he's starting to look the part to me. He does progressions really well. He has this quick release that the NFL absolutely loves. I think Rocco's got a really good shot.
Did you hear what Phil Simms said about him with Murph last week?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
He said a lot of the same things. He didn't skip a beat when Keith asked him if he's an NFL quarterback. Simms said, absolutely he is. And the Brock Purdy thing plays a big part in this. Like he really kind of paved the way. Last pick in the draft, and he ends up, being as good of a quarterback as he is, and now he's coming out of that same system and has a lot of the same qualities as Brock Purdy, and he's just a winner.
Correct.
Like you keep it close, and he's going to get you to the finish line on top.
He's got the same intangibles that Brock did, as far as like he's the guy in the locker room that everybody just likes, and that's a big deal. That is a really big deal, especially like when the reason Brock got drafted is because they thought like at the worst case scenario, this guy's going to be like the most phenomenal emergency quarterback of all time because of the way he watches film and the way he gets the team together and all that stuff. And Rocco has all of those intangibles, and I think is he better than Brock Purdy? I don't know, but he's definitely more reliable than Brock was at this point in his career. Because Brock had that like higher ceiling when Brock's Brett Favre. Like he would make a play that you would go, oh my God, how did he do that? Rocco doesn't do those plays. Rocco's just more of like a consistent. And then Brock would have a game where it's just like, what is he doing? Right?
Some of the craziest, worst decisions I've ever seen from Brock.
And Brock has largely gotten that out. You see a little bit of that in his NFL game. But he also didn't have as talented of a roster in many ports. Like Brock was brought out there as a freshman, and he's running around doing all this crazy shit. I was saying, like, Rocco Becht, and I think he's going to get tested a lot. I do. I think Iowa State's defense is the competition gets tougher. They're going to see better offenses. I think Rocco's going to have a lot more pressure on him to put points on the board here in the coming weeks.
So you think that this could be his last year, huh?
I would bet not. Like I wouldn't he have to be like a first or a second round pick to leave? I don't think that's going to happen.
And I don't think so either.
I think he'll be better off to come back, make NIL money, and then improve your stock from there. So I think that's the route this is going to go. All I'm saying is I think he'll, at the end of the year, I think he's worked his way into it where he could, in theory, go pro and get drafted.
Yeah. No, I think he will be drafted.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be this upcoming season. And as an Iowa State fan, I would hope that he does not leave early and comes back. But you never know with these quarterbacks, especially a guy like Rocco that like his dad made a lot of money. He doesn't necessarily need to stay and make that extra money in college that's guaranteed. If he feels like he needs to go, he'll go. But I don't see that being unless he just explodes here in the second half of the season.
I'm just good on him because the things that he needed to do by all means is done.
Yeah. All the things we talked about, he has done a much better job of so far this season. But now again, they're going to have to rely on him even more here down the stretch because of all the injuries taking place, not only to the defense, but to the kickers as well, the first and second string kicker. I think that's what a lot of people miss on that is
it's two
it's
kickers.
not just that Conradi is hurt, it's that his backup is also hurt.
I about lost my mind at lunch on Thursday. I was with all of our producers. We were having like a game planning session on how to make the product better, and it was with Brend, Van Winkle, and Aiden, all these young Iowa State fans, and they're just so naive to they're like, oh, he wouldn't be on the roster if he couldn't make a kick. Well, no shit. Like, that's not the point. These guys are so completely naive he's a third string kicker for a reason. If he was, like, he would have been the first string kicker.
What?
I just wanted to strangle all three of these guys.
He's a walk-on that wouldn't have been on the roster had they not changed the roster.
These guys are completely naive to the way the world works.
So they think this kid can just go out
he's
there
on the roster.
Oh,
yeah,
stop it. On the roster.
Aiden, do you need to defend yourself, or are you just going to sit back there like a little coward?
My point was...
He's on the roster.
I was proven wrong on the first possession. I said they're going to be able to kick PATs. It's not like they're going for two every time. And sure as shit, they break out the swinging gate. So,
yeah, Aiden was eating some crow.
Look, he did what he needed to in that first game, but I really don't have any faith in him. Hopefully, he gets some good snaps with the laces pointed away from him.
Really, great form. He had good form. Did you see the picture of the offensive lineman who's the backup kicker now? See if you can find that, Aiden.
Oh, yeah.
Carson, he's 310 pounds. He's the backup kicker now.
Maybe he's your long field goal kicker. Maybe he can kick it a long way.
Bring that son of a gun out and just let him go.
What you just went long, right?
Yeah, I was going long. I was going to run us into our Triple B with Kelderman Manufacturing.
Triple B?
Bigger, better, bolder. Built by Kelderman Manufacturing.
Stay on the topic of college football, and then we'll go to you because it's a different thing. Dan Lanning in Oregon. I mean, come on. This guy.
I'm a little bit concerned about his mental state, though. Did you see the post game?
He's kind of nuts.
He's crazy.
Yeah. If you had to power rate coaches in college football right now, he has to be number one, right? I know he hasn't won the
Saban's gone. Dabo's went downhill. Urban Meyer's gone.
You don't put Ryan Day ahead of him.
No. You certainly don't put James Franklin ahead of him. Kirby Smart, I don't know. He just lost again to Alabama. He's 1-7 against Alabama.
If you're starting a college football program right now, and your goal, like you're in a program where your expectation is to compete for national championships and make the playoff and win, he's the guy. Like, he is the guy, right?
I think you're probably right.
And credit to him. Like, Oregon was a team I felt like going into this season was kind of, I don't know what
they were an afterthought.
Yeah.
Nobody really knew what to think about them. It was so disappointing last year that they're the number one overall seed, and then they lose right away in the playoff, and then they lose a bunch of players. And I don't know, let's rank them 8th. Let's rank them 7th. And they go in there, and I mean that we were wondering, like, how are these high flying teams going to do? These West Coast teams, how are they going to do? And they go out east and they play they have to play a Big Ten smash mouth style of football, and Oregon's there just sitting there. It's 3-3.
They can beat you any way yeah. And I hope he stays at Oregon too, for the good of the game. I don't need him in the SEC.
No,
that's like the whole. Everybody's just waiting for him to go to Alabama, and like absolutely not. Like, I want college football to be as national of a sport as possible. It is great to have him posted out there in the Northwest. It would be awesome for college football to have them winning, and competing for national championships. So I'm just really, really, really impressed with him, because this was like a year where I don't know what to expect. I mean, they're in my opinion, and Ohio State was impressive. That was an impressive win at Washington. That's a tough place to go. They are unequivocally, after that game, the best team in the country. I just think that what game was it I watched? It was like 2 weeks ago, and my jaw dropped with how impressive I thought that team was. And then I like Lanning too. But he's nuts, but like him and Dillingham, I love how they just say it. They're crazy, and they kind of own it. I'm enamored by the guy. I just think he's really impressive. So there you go, Dan Lanning, Oregon, my triple B.
I still think Iowa will beat Oregon, even with Hank Brown at quarterback.
God, can I have that pick? But I cannot believe you talked.
Hey, I might keep it. I don't know. I mean, they.
Iowa's gonna.
If Gronowski is back, if Gronowski isn't out, maybe, you never know.
You probably need Torrey Taylor back.
Hey, they did. They pinned Oregon back, or not Oregon, Indiana back a couple of times in that game.
They did.
My triple B.
Time out real quick before you do
What?
that. That Cignetti's nuts too.
Oh yeah.
Those just panning over to him on the sideline. He always looks like he's just going to murder somebody.
Yeah, he's always got sweat pouring down his face. He's pissed.
Crazy.
Just pissed all the time. I love him as a coach. God, Indiana. I hope he stays in Indiana.
Yes.
You want Cignetti taking over Florida or something?
No. It's so great for the sport to have these guys in these pockets of the country that aren't generally college football hotbeds. Let's go. Let's build up the sport. Come on.
All right, my triple B is a feel-good comeback story of a forgotten about character that has resurfaced after 10 years in the darkness. The Iowa nice guy is back. Spop Sipker has brought back his original character that got him back on the map, or put him on the map, really.
After I beat him out for that play, he had
to go a different route. And the Iowa nice guy's back making videos. He released a college football video ahead of this week where he hit on a bunch of different things, including Iowa and Nebraska. And he had a good comment, good writing, but a good comment about Indiana and Cignetti. It's Indiana being good at football is like Applebee's getting a Michelin star. I'm glad that I don't know why he went away from that. I think he got tired of.
I know why, because I don't know. I haven't asked him this. I should bring him on the CW pod this week and talk about this. Is what I should do.
You should.
This is a good idea. He's an actor, and they always don't want to get typecast.
So he was worried that.
I'm assuming that's why Scott went away with it. I don't know. I haven't asked him, but I will.
Aiden, you have a clip of what he said about Nebraska?
Nebraska, did you miss me? It is so nice to address Bug Eater Nation once again. Let's review the last quarter century. Frank Solage got fired for winning 9 games. Nebraska would build him a statue today. Then came Bill Callahan, a man whose West Coast offense worked everywhere except the Midwest. Bo Pelini, my personal favorite. 9 wins every year, but too angry for the boosters. Nebraska thought they could do better. Spoiler, they couldn't. Mike Riley was hired to modernize Nebraska, which is impossible to do when they still think indoor plumbing is a recruiting tool. Scott Frost returned as the prodigal son. They built him a throne, and he sat right down on it and took a huge dump. Frost said it was disrespectful that UNC's Bill Belichick called UCF Central Florida, despite the fact that it is Central Florida. Look, you're Central Florida, not Voldemort. We can say your name. You're just lucky that Bill Belichick called you anything at all. The school was born in 1963 which is way too old for Bill Belichick. Now it's the Matt Rule era at Nebraska, and if history holds, he's just the next guy Nebraska will fire for being exactly what Nebraska is, average at best. Have I missed anything? Oh, yeah. In those 25 years, they managed to become a volleyball school. Well, that's better than nothing.
That's great. I love it.
Welcome back, Iowa Nice Guy.
Freaking awesome, man. Love Scott. That's good stuff.
Sometimes
That's
you just
good
have
job.
to play the hits, man.
Like our friend Keith Murphy always told us, right?
Play the hits.
No, I'm glad that Scott's doing that. It was always some of my favorite content, and that's really funny shit. So good job. We love you, buddy. Awesome to have him back. All right, am I missing anything from our rundown? Don't want to miss anything. Got all of our great sponsors. Thanks. Just another reminder that we're going to be live again on Wednesday night at 7, and then we might have to go live the next Wednesday too.
Really?
Because I'm flying to Boulder on Thursday morning.
Let's do it.
Is that okay with you?
I'm always good for a Wednesday nighter.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm going to Boulder Thursday morning.
Okay.
Live the next 2 Wednesdays, baby.
Boom.
Actually, a lot of people can watch the show who can't because of work.
Yeah, it's a
live.
different crowd. It's a different live crowd. Not that we don't like you morning commenters.
I had a bunch of people say we should do a Wednesday night like consistently, but that's another conversation for another time. But after dark, I agree. We need to do a couple of these, like when Iowa State's on a bye and I'm just at home. We just need to hit the live button and just freaking go sometime.
I was on a bye this week.
Thank God. You guys need it. You guys are banged up, man. Appreciate you guys. Aiden, thanks for filling in for Matt today. Matt had his day job, which we always respect. We were just messing with him earlier. We are presented, as always, by Fareway Meat and Grocery. Murph and Andy today at 1 here on Iowa Everywhere.